Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Are you tired of those sharp stabbing pains that seem to come out of nowhere? Or maybe you're a parent dealing with a restless child who just can't seem to get comfortable because of worms. If you're seeking natural, effective relief, then you absolutely need to watch this video until the end. We're diving deep into the world of Spigelia Anthelmia, a powerful homeopathic remedy that might be just what you're looking for. I'm Professor Obaidus Sattar. Today we're going to explore Spigelia Anthelmia, a remedy derived from the pink root plant native to South America. This remedy has a rich history traditionally used by Native Americans and later introduced into homeopathic practice by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. It's particularly known for its effectiveness in addressing neuralgic conditions, those intense nerve pains, as well as heart issues and worm infections, especially in our little ones. So let's get started. The journey of Spigelia Anthelmia from a plant to a potent remedy is fascinating. We begin with the dried herb of the pink root plant, which belongs to the Loganiaceae family. This herb undergoes a meticulous process called potentization. This isn't your average preparation method. It involves cereal dilution and succussion. Succussion means vigorous shaking. These steps are believed to enhance the healing potential of the herb while ensuring safety. The final remedy is available in various forms, like pellets or liquid, ready to be administered in those small, diluted doses that are the hallmark of homeopathy. Now, what makes Spigelia Anthelmia truly unique? It's all about the type of pain it addresses. Think intense, sharp, stabbing or shooting pains. These pains often follow nerve pathways, and they can be so severe that the person experiencing them becomes incredibly sensitive to touch or movement. You might see them wince or even shudder at the slightest provocation. Spigelia is particularly suited to individuals who might be anemic, debilitated, or have rheumatic tendencies. They often appear on edge, easily startled by any disturbance. In essence, Spigelia acts like a gentle comforter, offering relief to those experiencing heightened sensitivity and discomfort. It's not just about the physical pain. Spigelia Anthelmia also has a fascinating connection to the mental and emotional state. One key mental symptom is a fear of sharp, pointed objects like pins or needles. This fear can often be traced back to their own experience of sharp, stabbing pains, creating a sort of psychological echo. Imagine someone who tenses up at the mere sight of a needle, not just from typical fear, but because it triggers a memory of their own intense pain. That's the kind of mind-body connection we see with Spigelia. Now let's explore the main ways Spigelia Anthelmia is used in homeopathy. Trigeminal neuralgia. This is a big one. Spigelia is a top remedy for severe shooting facial pain, especially on the left side. This pain can be triggered by even the slightest touch or movement, and it's often described as feeling like electric shocks. Eye conditions. Spigelia can also bring relief to eye pain, particularly when it's worsened by light or movement. It's also used for conditions like glaucoma or squint, offering support for sensitive eyes. Heart conditions. For those experiencing stabbing pains in the heart region, often made worse by movement, Spigelia can be a valuable remedy. It's indicated for pericarditis and other heart diseases, providing support for cardiac discomfort, worm infections. Spigelia is particularly helpful for children with worm infections, especially when they complain of pain around the navel. It helps to alleviate discomfort and restlessness associated with these infections. To truly understand Spigelia Anthelmia, let's bring it into everyday life. Imagine someone like Elena, a piano teacher. She develops excruciating facial pain after a dental procedure. The pain is so intense, like a hot wire, that even a gentle breeze triggers it. Any movement makes it worse, and she starts to dread her daily routine, knowing the pain will appear with clock-like regularity. A homeopath recognizes the Spigelia pattern, the neuralgic pain, the aggravation from touch and motion, and the specific timing of her pain. After treatment with Spigelia, Elena experiences a significant reduction in her pain, and she's able to get back to her music and her life. Or think of a child who is constantly scratching their stomach, restless, and complaining of pain around their navel. This could be a classic case of worm infection, and Spigelia can help ease their discomfort and get them back to their playful selves. It's important to note that Spigelia Anthelmia can be beneficial across different groups, men and women. Both can experience the neuralgic pains or heart conditions that this remedy addresses. There are no specific gender-based differences in its application. Spigelia is particularly useful for worm infections in children, with navel pain being a key indicator. It can also help children with neuralgic pains or eye issues. Individuals with certain constitutions, Spigelia is well suited for those who are anemic, debilitated, rheumatic or scrofulous, regardless of age or gender. There are some very specific symptoms that strongly point to the use of Spigelia Anthelmia. Pains described as stabbing, shooting or tearing, often likened to hot wires or needles. Pains that are made worse by any kind of motion, touch, or even just thinking about them. A sensation of chilliness and a shuddering feeling in the body when touched, indicating extreme sensitivity. The fear of sharp, pointed things, which we discussed earlier in children, specifically mentioning the navel as the most painful area, which is a big clue for worm infections. It's crucial to differentiate Spigelia Anthelmia from other remedies that might seem similar. Spigelia versus Magnesia phosphorica. Both can be used for neuralgia, but Spigelia is more for left-sided, stabbing pains worsened by touch, while Magnesia phosphorica is better for cramping pains relieved by heat and pressure. Spigelia versus cactus. Both can address heart conditions, but cactus is indicated for a feeling of constriction, like a band around the chest. Spigelia versus verbascum. While both might be used for facial and ear pain, verbascum has a distinct sensation of something crawling, often related to the ear. Spigelia versus Calmia. Both address neuralgic pain, but Calmia's pains typically travel downward, while Spigelia's often radiate upward or follow specific nerve pathways. Spigelia versus Chimichifuga. Both treat neuralgic headaches, but Chimichifuga has more pronounced mental symptoms of depression and a sensation of a cloud over the head. Spigelia versus Thuja. While both can address heart symptoms, Thuja has more pronounced skin symptoms and fixed ideas. Spigelia versus Belladonna. Both address neuralgic pain, but Belladonna symptoms come on suddenly with heat, redness and throbbing, while Spigelia has more predictable periodicity. Spigelia versus aconite. Aconite is also used for anxiety and palpitations, but the anxiety in aconite is more acute and often follows a fright or shock. Spigelia's anxiety is more chronic and focused on health concerns. In homeopathy, we also consider how remedies interact with each other, antidotes. These are substances that can counteract the effects of a remedy if needed. For Spigelia Anthelmia, general antidotes like camphor or coffee might be considered, but it's always best to consult a homeopath for specific guidance. Complementary remedies. These are remedies that can work well before or after Spigelia Anthelmia to support its action. For example, cactus or digitalis might be used alongside Spigelia, especially for heart conditions. Before we wrap up, here are a few other important details about Spigelia Anthelmia. It has a notable affinity for the left side of the body. This means its action is often more pronounced on the left side. When taken as directed, Spigelia Anthelmia is generally safe, and it's available in various potencies to suit individual needs. Spigelia isn't just a remedy, it's a detective for left-sided pains, a soother for frantic hearts, and a protector for kids with worms. But remember, homeopathy is personalized. What works for Eleanor might not work for you. Always partner with a skilled homeopath. This video is educational, not medical advice. Spigelia, like all homeopathy, isn't FDA evaluated. If your heart's racing or pain's severe, see a doctor. Want to explore Spigelia? Find a licensed homeopath. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and let's keep unraveling nature's pharmacy together.